know to the extent of what they're gonna do or even when they're gonna start.
Okay, we're gonna call our meeting to order. Tara, can you do roll call, please?
Brent Stetler.
Yes.
Jerry Closet.
Yes.
Walt Minnick.
Yes.
Cindy Jones.
Yes.
Craig Hudson.
Here.
Let's stand for a pledge of allegiance and prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dear Heavenly Father, as we come this evening, we just ask you once again that you guide and direct us to help make the best decisions for the town of Kirklin. And we ask all these things in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Our first item to bring forth is a public hearing, and it's an additional appropriation resolution 2026-4-3. And this is a additional appropriation for our police department. So Tara's requesting that we move $9,000. And she's got different, is it just one place you took it from fund to fund, or was there two places on that?
8 is going into for their salaries, and then 1,000
Was
for
going
the
into-
police medals
The police medals, okay.
from the general,
Yes.
because the PS load isn't fully funded anymore, so that's the reason for it.
Just anybody have any questions or comments since we opened it for a public hearing? Okay, if no questions, I'm gonna close the hearing. If this is okay with the council, does anyone want to entertain a motion?
This is.
So Walt made a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Jerry second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. And Tara's gonna pass down our sheet for us to sign, so. While we were signing this document, our previous meeting minutes are in our packet. Did you guys have any changes or corrections for Tara on our meeting minutes? Okay.
I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes on 3/9/26.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second for the meeting minutes. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
Sorry.
Okay. Our next line item is Jeff Rustin from Excel.
Hey, I just wanted to come down and, I've been working with Billy for, 2 years probably? Got a stormwater issue down in front of my building down here. The water's came up several times now. It's got in the building at least 3 times. So it's caused some problems on my end. My customers have to walk through 4, 5, 6 inches of water. My employees have to walk through 4, 5, 6 inches of water. It's gotten worse. I've been there 29 years. Just started having problems about 2 years ago. Billy found a, what was it, tile there?
Yeah, the tile.
Right on 421.
Yeah.
It collapsed over a weekend. State come out, filled it full of gravel, paved over it. Didn't do anything to it other than plug it with gravel. So you brought the jet truck down, they dug out a bunch of gravel so they know it's full of gravel. But it's causing problems on my end. Like I said, it's coming in my building. I've sent Billy a lot of pictures of it. When the water stands, water just comes down the alley in the back, so I get mud and dirt and
I
stuff.
printed those off if anybody wants to look
Did you?
at the
Okay,
pictures
great.
from Jeff. There's a copy here and a copy down there, so.
So then I get mud on the driveway as soon as the water recedes, so now it's slippery until it dries. Again, causing a safety problem. And then I just found out, I was looking for some more videos for Billy the other day on security camera, and I saw that it was in the middle of the night, but the northbound lane of 421 was completely covered in water, and vehicles that were traveling northbound were moving all the way over to southbound lanes to get around it. So that's not gonna go very long before there's some kind of trouble there. Somebody hits a hydroplanes or somebody's in the other lane, gets hits another vehicle. So I see a lot of safety problems there personally. I know there's a lot of stormwater issues in town. And I know Billy's explained there's a plan to get it scoped out and some kind of plan to get money for all that, but maybe I'm wrong, but I'm seeing that 3, 4, 5, 10 years from now before that gets completed. Not just the scope, but fixing the problem. I'm here, I wanna see if we can let loose of a little bit of money, maybe that Billy can at least fix temporarily this problem, so that this water's not standing in 421 and in front of my business. Didn't know what we can do to help the guy out, get him some help on that end.
I know, but like our first thing we need to do is we need to have the engineer find exactly the problem.
Well, on this one, we know where the problem is.
But could there be other issues too? That's what I don't know.
There could be, but
Well,
it started exactly when that tile collapsed.
I mean, I'm not an
Stay
engineer,
focused.
but I'm just,
Right. Yeah, and
And this is coming in your door here, isn't it?
yeah. Yeah, it
I see the
could
damage
be,
at the bottom.
it could be spot repaired, but we also don't know what the rest of the tile looks like, and don't know if the state would actually allow us to just go in and do a spot repair instead of repairing the whole thing to, alleviate problems down the road. We'd have to get a state permit. We'd have to hire somebody with enough personnel to do traffic control, safety, and all this and that. The tile itself is not that deep, so excavation's not gonna be massive. But it's just dealing with NDOT would be the biggest headache.
I know,
Yeah.
but do you guys even know like a fee? Like, do you even have an amount or anything? We can't sit here and say, yes, let's go ahead and do it. We gotta have some kind of an amount. I don't,
Oh, yeah.
like, our stormwater fund's not in a great condition right now.
Jetting's, so that jetting's off the
We've
table. You
we've
tried
already
that?
jetted and cambered, and the jetter, was just bringing back gravel. I mean, when the state repaired it or filled the hole, they just filled the hole. And with 53s or washed on or whatever, and it just completely filled the void, the tile and all, with nothing but gravel, and then they asphalted over it. Yeah, with your question, Mindy, the jet truck, when he did it, they measured it out, and it lines up exactly with the sinkhole that's been fixed in the road. So, yeah, it's plugged there for sure. Is it plugged 10 feet farther down? Is it? Maybe, I don't know. Billy seems to think it crosses the street, goes down to where they collapsed there past the storage units or something too. So, yeah, we know that whole line's in trouble and needs replaced, and I'm all for that, but right now I got water coming in my building.
Really, why didn't they, if they didn't want to fix it right, why didn't they do what they did down here at Washington in May, when the road collapsed? They dug that up and filled it with twos, wasn't it, or something like that?
Oh, the place that I fixed, there on the corner, right there on Washington, is, it had collapsed outside the structure.
Yeah,
The state is not only responsible for the structure, so, you know, we're responsible for the tile. So what I did is I had them make the hole bigger. I put number 2s and number 3s in it, and then put 53s over the top of it and put asphalt on top of that.
Well, it
That's
fixed
what
it.
I did.
it don't back up there.
No, it doesn't back up there anymore, and, using the 2s and 3s didn't allow all the smaller debris to fall into it.
Yeah, water.
I mean,
can
it
find
will
its way through.
eventually, you know, erode and, you know, over time, but as of right now, it still works.
How much did that cost?
I forget now how much.
Metzinger did some work there.
Yeah, Metzinger is the one that,
They helped stone
yeah.
and stuff in.
So if it's the state's the one that filled it in, we can't push on the state? Does it work like that? We can't?
We have to get a permit from them to
we have
get
to
access to
we
it.
have to do the permitting, or we have to get a permit in order to get access to it.
Suggestions, Jay? This water's getting into a business.
Yeah, that's, no, it's a serious problem and it needs to be addressed. Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
And, I understand Mindy's concern, you can't write a blank check. On the other hand, waiting for NDOT to do something, our grandchildren might see it.
Are there any stormwater drains that are working, that are in the proximity of your area? They could be rerouted?
Those, the two in,
The two that,
Right
the
there,
two
they go right
structures
into
in,
420.
yeah, the two structures in his parking lot go directly into the storm drain on 421, and then it just ties in with everything else.
And other stuff ties into his?
Well, it comes,
not there.
no, in his parking lot is, there's two structures. One's a dead end, the other one's a continuous, and then it goes into 421. But where it goes in there at 421, it drains over diagonally across the road to another storm structure, and then the line past it has been collapsed.
That's different than the one that runs up and down 421 with the catch basins too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess my still only concern is like past that drain, or that if it's
Well,
plugged somewhere else.
when we had it jetted and cameraed, the only bad spot that we couldn't get a jet or camera through was where it was collapsed. Now, the tile didn't look all that great.
Is that for Jeff's right there, like on
Mhm.
421?
Yeah,
Okay.
the tile didn't look all that great. It was pretty cracked up, but the only issue we had was right there in that area.
So what, do you want to give us any guidance on this, Billy, or what are your thoughts? What do you think you can or can't do, or we kind of need some guidance on this?
Well, I mean,
because-
I can, we'll have to, we do anything, it's gonna have to be done by NDOT specs. I mean, whatever we take out, and do is gonna have to be done by NDOT specs. I'll just have to get with, the NDOT, road supervisor, and then maybe get some contractors to look at it, throw me some prices and see what we can come up with.
Jeff, that's about all we can do. If you want us to try, if you want us to try, we can try it. We just
Yeah, absolutely.
not sure what we
No,
can get it
I'm
done, but
all
we'll
for-
try.
Yeah, I'm all for the surveying, finding all the county tiles and getting the whole town done, but I think that's gonna be a lot longer, more drug out affair than if we can get a permit, get a hold of, fix that.
I mean, I am worried about, that's 421. I'm kind of worried about the traffic.
Mm-hmm,
That's the other thing I'm worried about too, is like,
but is there a picture in there?
Yeah, it
Did it
was
show
in-
that one?
yeah, it was in there.
Yeah, it was
I think,
middle of the night, there's traffic in the other lane. coming
I didn't
through.
know what it was until you told me that. Now it makes sense what that picture was.
Yeah.
I'm like, did you see him, Walt? Or
Yeah, no, if we can do something, even if it's temporary, if we can get something, I
Okay.
don't know if you can't really bore it out or jet it with the gravel, it'll just collapse again if you get all the gravel out of there, but.
So how long of a section is it that needs, and how much of it, is it in actual roadway or not?
It's in the roadway itself.
Okay.
Right in the middle of the lane, probably.
Pretty close, yes. So, I mean, traffic will have to be, I mean, whoever does it will have to have signage, traffic control, be approved by NDOT in order to work on their highway.
So they'll have to probably shut one lane down?
Mm-hmm.
Will they have to shut both down eventually, or just one
No,
side?
they'll just, it'll be one lane traffic only.
Okay.
So they'll have to stop and let them go,
Mhm.
you know, yeah.
So now that we're getting into rainy season, is it possible to put a sump, a bigger sump in your drain pit during the rains to keep it from coming in and doing any more damage in your building? Pump it to the street and let it run to the street drains?
Yeah, well, it does now, it's I don't know, the hump there on the road.
You'd have to.
The backup on the road is the same backup that's in my parking lot.
Cause when it
So if
backs
I
up in
pump
the.
it out there, it's just gonna roll right back in.
Yeah.
I'd have to pump it,
Up to my house.
yeah, in your basement or something to get it out.
What, everything flows that way then on the south side? It does, nothing comes north, huh?
No, everything flows.
She's closer than me, so.
You pump it over in the field behind the gas station.
Yeah, that one that's behind Burl's lot, that box I put in there, it flows south and then west or something maybe, but I don't know.
Cause we got a lot of rain coming.
No, I'm sure.
You guys all have a fund report, I mean, so you can see how much you have to work with, it was in your guys' packets that was emailed every month, so you guys can see that, how much is in there.
I mean, I'm worried like if we do a project, it's gonna like even deplenish our account more. That's my concern, so. But I understand. I'm not saying I don't understand the dilemma, but. So,
The stormwater,
it's not fun.
no, it's a big deal around here, there's a lot of issues on
I
that.
feel bad for the
Money's
apartments. I feel bad for Capstone because they can't even park at their house. They have to park down the street and walk.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I feel bad for them when that
How
happens.
much is in our stormwater account? If you don't
You
mind
have it in
asking.
front of you. 50 some.
That's what I was thinking too, because I looked at it earlier.
$56,439.27.
I found it faster than mine today.
Andy, can I speak just briefly?
Yeah, Maureen wants us to just talk. She's with Commonwealth Engineering, so she's been helping us a lot, so. Hey, Maureen.
You have really an emergency issue, so two things. I don't think it'll take 10 years for us to get this funding to address the stormwater. We're hoping that we can secure the money this year so that we can get started on a stormwater project next year. That's not gonna take care of your issue. But I just want you to know that we're working
The funding
actively to
for,
get
the funding for
for the
the
larger stormwater plan. Yeah, I
plan
understand.
as well as fixing whatever comes
Well,
up
you
in
gotta
that,
get
or
the plan,
just.
you gotta get the plan done, and then then you move on to the construction. It's
Right,
very
so,
tentative.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
it's not.
it's gonna take a year more to get,
Yeah, so it won't address your issue.
Yeah.
But do you think, Billy, that NDOT should be responsible, and have you considered reaching out to your state legislator or state senator?
NDOT.
Asking them,
NDOT sent me a letter, because I've had this discussion with NDOT supervisors before. NDOT sent me a letter stating that they are responsible for structures only and none of the tile in the road. That is our responsibility.
I would've thought it'd been a good neighbor of them to say, hey, Billy, you got a tile collapse and a big hole in the road here, why don't you come put a piece of pipe in real quick before we fill it in?
I just don't know if there's any value in having
That's not the
Mindy
case.
reach out to your state senator or your state representative, ask them to come and see see it, witness it, tell them what the problem, the mistake that NDOT made that exacerbated it. I just,
Well, they wouldn't fix that down here on your street, Jeff. Billy had them slip line it at our expense.
Yeah.
so, and
Another
again, maybe a
issue
long
there.
shot, but I'm just saying, if you have another advocate, a state senator, a state representative,
Okay.
NDOT responds to the state legislature. I don't know what Jay thinks about having that conversation with the state representative or state senator.
Do you think I should
If
try
nothing
it?
else, yeah, no, I think she's right.
I'll try it.
I mean, if nothing else, I'm not gonna say they're gonna agree to do it,
Right.
but at least they'll probably say, give you the permit and that stuff a lot quicker if there's a state official calling them saying, hey, I got constituents that are upset, and by the way, your road's unsafe because of it.
Is it Mark Genda, our state representative?
Yeah,
And I know Mark.
and I do too.
Well, and I'd bring up the apartments to them and how badly that floods.
Yeah, I can
how
talk
much
to
of a
Mark.
safety issue that is for those people. So,
I can start with Mark first, so.
That would be great. I mean, you could, who knows what will come out of it. Maybe he will advocate for additional state funding to go in this poker fund for stormwater. I mean, I think it's important just to make them aware. Again, it's no guarantee.
It can't hurt us,
But
I mean,
it can't hurt in any way. And I think have a state representative, state senator call him NDOT is a good.
It's a good year for
Okay.
that too. Good year for that primary.
Yes, it is a very good year for that. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So again, I know it's not gonna take care of your issue right now, but I just,
Well, I can reach out to some contractors that are approved by the state.
Okay, to get some
Get
ideas.
some ideas and some pricing and
Okay.
stuff like that.
Is there anything else on this topic before I move to the next item? Okay, Jeff, thank you for coming though.
Yeah.
We need this in our minutes too,
Yeah.
so we appreciate it.
I appreciate you looking into
So-
it, maybe help me out a little bit.
Our next item is Amber King for fireworks. And she's not here, but she did leave us a letter. Is this from her, Tara?
Yeah, she called me today. and told me
Okay.
She couldn't be here tonight.
Okay.
So she emailed this to me and I just made copies.
She's asking, she's doing everything they've done before, like they're gonna send insurance to Tara, fire department at the park during the fireworks. She has her list of stuff on here she's done every year, and then she's gonna do it July 4th, and the rain date is July 5th. So, do any of you guys have any questions or any problems with her or anything, or?
I'll make a motion and we approve the Kings for doing it.
Okay,
They've done it for several years and done an excellent job.
We've never had any problems.
okay. So, Walt, motion and Jerry second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
Tara, did we get an insurance certificate from them, I take it?
Yes.
Does that insurance certificate just show their coverage, or does it name us as an additional insurer?
Anybody that sends us a COI, I have them put town of Kirklin, our address at
Okay.
the bottom.
But do they name us as an additional insurer on the policy, on the certificate? of
At the
insurance?
bottom, there's a box there.
And what,
I'd have to go look at one. I don't know the exact wording.
let's look at, just send it to me,
I will.
Okay.
She hasn't sent one for this year. They're not gonna send one until they can see that they can do
but
it.
just if you've got one like that, I wanna.
I will. I'll send you last.
There's a difference between them having insurance, them having us as an additional insured, and if you're additional named insured, they can't cancel the policy without your consent.
Right. That area at the bottom says that they can't cancel it without us being notified. So I'll send you one.
Yeah.
It's the same one everybody sends us. So I'll show you
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. I'll send it tomorrow.
Thanks. I've had that come up someplace else recently, and I wanna make sure we're getting all the coverage we can get.
Yeah.
No, thank you. That's a good thing to check. Our next line item is resolution
2026-4-2, and it's a resolution authorizing the transfer of unclaimed water meter deposits from the Water Utility Meter Deposit Fund 6104 to the Water Utility Operating Fund 6101.
I make a motion to pass resolution 2026-4-2 water meter deposit transfer.
I'll second.
So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Are these people that just, like, don't get their deposits back?
Yeah, I was
Or that-
wondering why nobody had any questions about this one, okay?
I
'cause
figured
sent
that's
it
what
to
it
you.
was.
Yeah. Did the
yeah.
rest of
Me
you get
too.
your email I sent Thursday? Okay, so for many years, utility side and my side is supposed to balance every month. Well, many years ago, somebody had helped Mary take out some from the utility side that were moved, deceased, couldn't find, or whatever. But they were never moved on my side.
So you have to.
So every single, and then 46 cents. So every month I have to put 21.31 plus 46 cents separate to get everything to balance. And I talked to the auditor because we just got done with a great audit actually, and I asked him the proper way because I said it drives me nuts that we don't balance to zero every single month. And so he told me this is the way to do it. But
Okay.
yes, that those people, there's not even any names or addresses that go with them.
Okay.
They go back decades.
And the ones that you did know where they were, you got a hold of them and.
That's a
Send it
different
out.
thing that I'm working on. Yes, I have gotten a hold of a few that have moved away and I've just Googled and kind of stalked them to try to like, hey, this is town of Kirkland, we owe you some money. So, and then the ones, this is beside that
Right.
point. The project I'm working on now though is the ones I cannot find that's still sitting in there, have to go to Indiana unclaimed. So, and you guys have heard me talk about Indiana unclaimed before. So, yeah, this is just the first of 3 steps of the project to get everything like it should
Okay.
up
Well, thank you
there.
for doing that.
Sure, I mean, these
Cleaning
go
it
back from 2008 and before.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, this is step 1, that now my little OCD every month doesn't have to just be ticked off every time I have to, because everything should balance to 0. I shouldn't have to be adding to one side to make them balance. So all it's doing is taking from the water meter deposits of those moved and deceased people and putting it in the water utility operating fund. That's what this does. So now, every month when we do billing, everything's gonna match. So I was surprised, like why you guys didn't ask questions. I'm like, this is kind of an odd one. Why aren't we
Well,
asking any
'cause-
questions?
You already mentioned it to me, so I did.
Yeah, you knew.
I knew about it, yeah.
Jay knew.
Yeah. We're gonna move on to our next item, and, Billy, it's your, Park Rec League, the field agreement.
I haven't heard back from either party, but,
Okay,
they, reading through it, looking over it, but I haven't, heard back from either one, so. And I'm sure they'll sign it, I haven't heard back from either one.
do you want us to go ahead and, accept this tonight, or do you wanna wait till
Yeah,
we
you
hear?
can, yeah, I
Okay.
mean, it's,
If it's
because,
okay,
I
then
mean,
they can
it's
sign it.
written up the way it
Okay.
needs to be written.
Okay,
And if, and I've told both of them, either or, whether you agree or disagree, you either sign it or you don't.
okay,
You either use it or you don't, so,
okay.
that's.
Do we wanna make sure they do what Billy's suggesting?
They've used it for a couple of years, correct? And they've done okay, I mean, when they've used it, so,
Yeah.
The only real change was we had to balance having 2 users.
oh, yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
we've got a sub-user now,
okay,
and we had to divvy up, the responsibilities based on
Okay.
usage.
okay,
And I think we've come to a pretty good agreement,
okay,
on, the percentage of responsibilities or whatever, but
okay,
I think, and I do know that both of the entities are actually talking back and forth, getting some things planned and this one thing and another, so they're
Oh, good.
pretty much in agreement with what's going on, so.
okay.
Hey, Billy,
Mhm.
how long are they normally good for? Because this one would
be beginning tonight, but terminating at midnight on, was last year sometime in July?
Well, no, last year's, it ran until into the next year. I think I don't have it for like December.
No, you left them blank.
Okay, I would do it sometime this year. I didn't think it made sense to run over a calendar year.
So you want to end it like in December then, in case they would have any fall ball or if they did something
Yeah,
like that? Or...
yeah, fall ball, if you think, Billy.
Yeah, that would be fine to,
Okay.
for this.
Because last year it ran over a year, or ran into the next calendar
So
year.
we can just do till December this year and end it.
And it wouldn't hurt me none if it went, for a 12-month period anyway.
You don't care?
Well,
then?
except for I think that it's better to start in case somebody pulls out or that whatever, you start new each season.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can have it as a 12-month, but have it as a renewable contract every 12 months.
So you want it to end at midnight on 12/31?
That's what I would do.
You guys in agreement? That's what you're putting in here.
Yeah, let's do that.
And we need to make a motion.
Yes, for the license agreement.
I make a motion that we approve the license agreement for the 2026 ball field agreement for the Sheridan Community Rec and also Indiana Magic out of Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
They're a travel ball.
So we have a motion on the floor
I'll second it.
and Walt second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
And I already have, oh, hey, I can show you one of their COIs. They both already sent me their insurance.
We're gonna open up our old business, and our first item on our old business is, our multi-use of a single meter, and we have an ordinance in our packet, 2026-4-1, and we tabled this at our last meeting and had you guys take this home and review it. Did you guys have any more questions or comments for Jay or Billy? If you guys had any questions on that, more thought on it, or?
I think it needs to be done. Personally, I mean, who knows which party is using the most water when you're on one system for 3 or 4 apartments. It's, I think it's kind of unfair to be that way, but I think it would be better if we do the separation. And everybody is paying for what they're using, and they know that, so, and that's my opinion.
I agree that everybody needs to have a meter, but there's just a couple things that, like, if there's a business in there, and we were talking about putting 2 meters, I think we should have some type of, if there's a business in there that is a coffee shop, a restaurant, or something like that, and a person's living there, then absolutely it should have 2 meters. But if somebody's just living there and it's just a bathroom downstairs, I don't think that would go over too well. I mean, if it's a lot of water usage, yes, then you have to put a business meter in there. If a another restaurant moves in and somebody's gonna live in there, then this should be separated from the business and the residents. Cause we do have somebody that owns a building down there, and I'm not sticking up for him, but he owns an, exercise business. Now, since he owns a business, he has to pay for 2 meters. There are people that go in there and lift weights, they may use the bathroom once or twice. I don't feel that everybody should fall into that category of business and 2 business and water meters, if they own the building and live there. Unless it, of course, is a business that uses a lot of water, then we need to get that revenue.
At the same time, someday, it could be a business and then somebody completely different living upstairs.
Okay, right, and then that should be part of it though. Like say if he moved down, he turned it into a rental, absolutely then. Before it can even be turned into a rental, then he should have to put another meter in.
I know, but I just don't know, like, I don't know the proper way to control this. That's my,
You're gonna.
Every business
That's
should
gonna be a
have,
loophole.
every business and every residential rental should have a water meter. Cause every resident in Kirkland pays a water bill. But when it comes to the businesses, I don't see how a business that doesn't use no water, and some of the places don't even let people use their restroom.
Is it possible to come up with just like a business rate that somebody just has just a toilet in there, you know? I don't know, I've never heard of that done, have you, Jay? Like,
Oh, you can have different rates.
I mean, so, you know, it's possible for that, but at this, you know, same time, the antique seller, they've been paying their own bill for years. And she's only got a toilet, she doesn't have a kitchen in there. So she's already been paying. That's not fair to her.
The business are gonna have them.
No.
But like Bob lives
Bob,
upstairs.
he lives upstairs.
So why should he shouldn't, I don't feel that it's right for him to pay for 2 meters, because it's his business and he lives upstairs. It's not a business that uses excessive amounts of water. He uses less water than your average family in that business. So I don't understand how.
So is the building zone business or residential?
I don't know, he bought it, it's probably zoned
Bill, do you
business.
remember?
Zone business.
Well, is he on,
I mean, he could give him a different rate for business then.
But then we'd have to give a different rate for
Everybody,
business. And then Shelley back here has been paying
Right,
a residential rate for
Correct.
years. So that wouldn't be fair to her.
I just think everybody should get the same water bill, but I just don't see certain businesses, like the nail salon, I don't know what if they go over their minimum every month, but pretty soon they're gonna be buying that building where Mary Ann was in the photography studio. They'll be moving their nail salon up there. That's a business that uses water. My coffee shop, if I decide to make an apartment in my coffee shop, that would be in a predicament of where I think if you're gonna make it into a residence and use a bunch of water over, you maybe do the 2 meters. See, that's just that road, I don't know how that's gonna work, but trying to force somebody, I'm just using Bob as an example because he is the example right now, but he has to pay 2 water bills, and most people don't use his restroom in there when they come in and work out. It's a gym.
I mean, could he shut it down and let him go upstairs and use his? I mean,
Well,
you know.
no, but
yeah.
I mean, but to pay 2 minimums on something, it doesn't, I don't see how that, I don't know. There's gotta be a solution to it though. Somehow, I would think. And then we got one building that missed the meter upgrades on the corner, the old Document Mountain. They're actually taking the water from the coffee shop, so that's gonna need a meter. But when we did the upgrade, somehow that got missed, and it should at least have every building, commercial building uptown that's been there since 1800, they should have their own meter, I would think.
Wasn't that all in the same meter when we had that project though?
But
And that's why there was not another pit put in, because it was all the same.
Right, but it's 2 different buildings, and now if we're gonna make meters be put in, who do you make responsible for 1 meter at that building? Is it us, the town? Do we pay for that, for one?
The town, I would suggest, would put in the meter pit, right? in that case?
I mean, it's, for every tap, for every meter, for everything that is done, it is the property owner's responsibility to pay for it. Because water taps are charged to the customers at cost.
So you just took the line that was going into their building and you rerouted it to your building, right?
No, my building owns the line. There's no meter for the corner
So that
building,
right
and that
behind
should
your
have
coffee
had
shop?
one.
And they never had one in there?
There's never been a meter for that end building, and there should be one.
Did it all, you guys that have been here forever, did it all used to be open, like one big open building or something?
I don't,
Why was there only one meter pit ever?
They're two separate buildings. My
Yeah,
building's
'cause
separate from
that was
theirs.
Brock's building, I don't know, I don't think it ever was joint with the other building, no. Right, Bill?
Nobody's noticed before that they didn't have their,
That wasn't joined, was it?
No,
That was just your
Well,
mom
I'm
and
sure
dad's,
they
right?
noticed, cause there was a basement in the back of my building, and they routed it from my building to there, and then brought it back to me.
and that's
When
you
that freeze up
froze.
happened, I found it, and
Okay.
so, but here's the thing, I mean, even if we did put a meter in there, I was talking to Billy not too long ago, I don't have enough, sometimes I don't have enough water pressure in the coffee shop. And I would purchase a 1-inch meter for me, and then we could always reuse the meter that is for me for that building.
Mhm.
We would just have to dig it up and hook it up, but I would buy the meter,
Okay.
and then that way it solves that problem, they got a meter now. They got the back building, the up building, that's 2 more meters that they gotta put in. But but if it doesn't have a meter, I don't, we should put one there, be in the town, cause every building has a meter.
I think you would put the meter pit in the meter there, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, you'd have to put a meter pit and meters for, you know, whatever doesn't have one now. I mean, that would,
Right.
But it'd be up to them to hook it up.
but it would be up to them to hook up to the meter pit.
Right, they would have, yes, the hook in, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think that would be a
But they
problem.
would still have to pay for the meter pit, the tap, the meter setter and all of that.
So that we couldn't just put one in because it's probably should have had one decades ago there, if it was 2 different buildings.
I mean, if you wanna, you know, if you wanna swallow the cost for it, that's
I mean,
fine.
that's up to these 5, not me. I
Yeah,
just feel
I'm
like if, you know, if every other building had its own meter pit already.
Well, I mean, you know, all of
What
this
do you guys
discussion,
think about
all of
that?
this discussion went with the Mann brothers, so,
Make a motion,
you know.
just say what you felt.
That was before my time, when they had that, yeah. What do you guys think about that? Make them pay for it, or do you, I mean, if it should have had its own, does every other building have its own meter pit but that one?
Yes, and we
I
added a
believe so,
meter,
yes.
and we added a new meter pit. Some of them were there, they weren't, I just think that one just got overlooked by nobody's fault. It just was not thought of because they probably said at the beginning, well, we'll just run it from the other building, or whatever their case was, and worry about it later, but I just think it's only fair, it should have a meter pit, I mean, the cost for that.
Have you talked to Chip and Dan about that before?
Yeah, back when we were doing the water project,
That they would have to hook up?
well, yeah, that's why the extra stuff was installed.
And they didn't want another pit back there, or they just thought that those 2 buildings would always just be together and?
At that time, they didn't have any plans for that building because they owned it. They had it both up and down, so.
Well, that's up to you guys.
I mean, if they own it, then they should be installing something.
Especially if it's an ordinance.
Yeah.
I agree, I just feel bad, like everybody else had one already for decades, like when was those original meter pits?
Right, and
Back in
why did
1970?
it get missed back then too?
Right,
You know,
so
why does it
it's-
not have a meter?
You know,
I mean, back there, everybody's friendly, it probably shared their own, but it still should have had a meter back there, it should have its own meter.
Yeah.
We put one down where the new liquor store is prior, just cause in case that lot ever got used, we got a couple other lots, I think we put some in. When they did the new meter thing, I just think that got overlooked by accident but I just think it was something that,
Well,
the one, they're gonna be putting 2 in there, I mean, but.
well, all the extra meter pits that were put in, the town bit the cost for that during the project. But when a new business comes in or wants to tie into it, they get charged from the tap and settle, corp stuff, all the way. they get charged for everything that's in the ground.
Jay, if this is an ordinance and we enforce it, what kind of time frame should we give them to get this stuff done?
Well, what I would say is, well, for those who are currently have water through a meter properly, and now you're adding additional where they're,
Have been separated and
Yeah.
turned into commercial
yeah,
rental.
now you've got an apartment and a first floor business, a second story apartment, or maybe multiple apartments, then you probably ought to give them,
6 months. I mean, we can't make them do it next week, but.
Or,
well,
That's a lot of work.
I took this, really the question around to Billy is what is a reasonable time for, let's say, I don't know whether we're talking about adding 5 meters or 20 meters.
Craig, you know where all the apartments are, how many
I would
would you
say at
think?
least a half a dozen, if not a couple more. And that's a lot of excavating time in between. I don't know if Billy's gonna be doing that or who, but it's gotta be thought of. And if it's 6 months, then that would put him on a timeline too.
would a year be too long? Or,
I thought in a
Before
previous
winter.
meeting, you guys were saying, somebody was saying 6 months. I thought one of you
Okay.
guys popped up and said that.
I think Walt might have said 6 months.
Maybe, okay.
Yeah, maybe Walt
No,
did.
nothing was decided on, I was just
No.
trying to think back to a couple meetings ago.
Greg, didn't you ask me here a while back that, something about a 6 month time period would be enough?
Well, who's doing the excavation? Are you doing the taps?
No, because I don't have the equipment to do the tap.
So do you think we can get a contractor that would help us get that done, or you think that might be an issue, like trying to get someone to help us do it, or?
Well, I mean, you can get some people to help you
Okay.
do this stuff. I mean, whatever it is, it's going to go on the bill to the property owner, so.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, based upon what we charge, whatever we do to make everything correct is not gonna cost the town anything. Because all expenses and materials are passed on to the property owner.
But we are gonna put one in for a building that don't have one, right?
Well, I don't know if you decided that yet.
I mean, if the building is owned by somebody, it's their responsibility.
Every place is owned by
Well,
somebody.
it's their responsibility then.
And if
Well, what the town supplies the water for everybody. We all move in places and there's always a water meter there. What makes it?
the original person that bought the building and bought the property paid for all of the material. And then all you do is just basically just pay to rent the meter as a deposit.
Yeah, because basically they did just buy, I was thinking they should already had one, but they did buy 2 buildings knowing there was just 1 meter, right?
Yeah,
So, in a way I feel bad because, all these other buildings already had one, but I mean, if they bought it knowing there was just 1 meter feeding both buildings, then I can see what
But
you
if this
want
is
to
an
charge them.
ordinance and we did an upgrade in 19, how come it wasn't forced on them then?
This has never been a ordinance till now. Everybody for years has been allowed to, these buildings down here have been allowed to add apartments, this and that, where there's, in one case, 4 in 1, right? Like a business and 3 apartments in one of them, is that right?
I think so.
For 1 bill. So that's everybody, just paying 1 bill where everybody else,
Well,
out in the residence, they all have to pay their own
This is
bill.
not the first time that I have brought this argument up over the last 11 years.
no, and I understand that, but most of you were here before the Mann Brothers came. I know a lot of people don't like the Mann Brothers, but this town wouldn't be crap if they wouldn't have came. I know there's a lot of things they didn't do that a lot of people don't like, but there's a lot of good things they did too. And this is gonna be an expense for them, and if we can't supply one water meter that probably should have been there, I don't care who likes people or who don't, but this town was boarded up, it was nothing. You know, and I'm not saying they made the right choices on a lot of things, but where would we be now? We probably wouldn't even have a board, it'd be shut down.
Problem is, that one particular building you're talking about is gonna need 3, possibly 4 meters.
Correct. The whole thing's gonna be a pricey thing. And we're to gain, put that in numbers on a grid sheet, how much we're gonna gain in revenue from water meters now.
I don't know
Are
what's
we
really a
re- are
gain,
we-
it's
are
been a
we re-
loss for years, that, you know, we're not gonna gain anything because
We are gonna gain now. The loss is because of why.
I don't know why it was never done.
Yeah.
Wasn't here back when they came to town.
Right, and neither was I, but now it's getting taken care of, but I just, you know, it's gonna be a pricey situation right now for them, and I don't know, I just think every place should have a meter. I mean, every other place does, why does that one not? One meter isn't not gonna kill the town, we'll
Can
make
we
it up in the revenue.
Can we start with the 1 meter on that building though, and then if other business would end up separating, then we'd make them add the other meters? Because we don't know how it's gonna
Everybody get a
be,
new meter as part of the,
we don't know how it's gonna be used.
Is there still like where Madam Maud's was and then the front and then the upstairs?
Yes, there's 3 there.
So there's 3 already there split up.
Right. So that'll be
Three
2, that'll be
units.
2, that'll be.
Oh.
It's
That'll
this
be their-
corner building
Yes,
down here.
there'll be 2 that they'll have to put in themselves. You know, and then Dr. Chuck's got half a dozen to,
So you're just asking like
5 or
if they'll
6.
agree to put in 1 and then they have to pay for the other 2?
absolutely. A 1 original meter, so a building has water. I mean, every other building has water. Whether somebody bought them or not, they were sitting vacant, they still had water.
But they
When they
still
were
bought
run
2
down.
buildings knowing there was just 1, so it's just kinda 6 of one, half a dozen the other.
I agree.
You know,
And, I mean, if we do supply one and they wanna activate it, then we can actually make them do the rest and make them separated instead of activating it for a whole building.
Okay, that would be okay too, I'd see it that way too.
Well, they would have to do their line in for sure on it. Is that what you're saying?
But if they're gonna, if their intentions is to use that 1 meter for the whole entire building, which is 3 or 4 different units, then we could have it to where if that's what they're gonna do, then we won't activate that single meter unless they split everything up.
Okay,
Right,
that's agreeable, yeah, that makes sense.
right, when time comes and it's rented out or
I
whatever.
really didn't know there was a business down there, I'm sorry, I did not know that, so,
Yeah, you have.
Well, it could possibly be 3.
okay,
One person could buy the whole thing and it'll always stay 1 meter, you know, if it's a big consignment shop or something, upstairs, downstairs. But if it ever turns into 4 apartments or a quadruplex or something like that, then there's 4, potentially, you know, there's more meters for the future.
Yeah, cause you've got the upstairs, you've got the downstairs, and then you've got 2 side doors, one where the piercing lady
You got
was.
them, yeah. And then 2 garages in the back and then one's a key room, just a little pocket.
okay, let's go back to this and try to move on with do we wanna do this ordinance, do you want changes to it? Can we finish these steps here? We need to ask Jason questions, we're gonna do something or no, or make changes? You guys have made some comments, but
That's up to you guys, I said that
Or is the building should be responsible for it?
You can see those buildings. They just belong with storage at 5, 6, 8.
Not easy, like more than 20.
I can see both sides of it,
Yeah.
honestly, but that's why I'm glad this is up to you guys and not me.
I know, but it's not fair to I'm thinking of like you said, Shelley, I mean, she's been paying it already,
For years.
and she only has a restroom.
For years.
So, I mean, if you have a business and you have to live upstairs, and that's on you.
White Lion too.
Yeah.
Been there forever, flushing toilet maybe 2 or 3 times.
Absolutely,
on a
I
weekend.
see the usage, I don't use it much.
And she pays a full bill.
Yes, she does.
So, I mean, I don't like it, but I see his side of it, but then it's hard to put on here how to separate that out, to be fair.
Right.
No,
Just-
every business pays. Every other antique shop that is on 3 or 4 is gonna have their own bill now, just like her. We can't help what happened before. This should have been something that should have been addressed a long time ago, especially if it was brought in 2006 or something.
I know, but I don't know how to separate, the gym versus his residence. I don't know that would be fair to,
Yeah, that's what
Just-
she's replying to, I think.
that's what I'm talking about. I don't know how we would separate that to make it fair. Cause if something happens to him and this becomes something else, then we don't have that in place.
Jay, could they pass the ordinance and then attack these issues separately at another meeting?
Well, but you're gonna have to amend the ordinance then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, this is what we talked about last time was, do you treat an owner-occupied building where they own the business and they live above it as one unit or two? Which I see that, I do see that as different than an apartment above that's generating income and a business on the first floor generating income.
I mean, we could do also a reduced rate if they own an apartment and a business. But if they move out and somebody else moves in, then that discount goes away.
You should live in, not if they own it, if they live in it,
Yeah.
if it's there.
Yeah, you could, and you'd address that in your rate ordinance.
Because right now, isn't there just 1 meter going to that whole building? Just 1 meter, right? I thought you said, well, ago he pays 2 bills. He's not.
No, he would be.
He
He
would
would
be.
be for.
Is the
for
business
an
part
extra-
though a business expense that he could write off?
I mean,
take off his taxes?
Well, you know,
And who knows how long it's gonna be there, I mean, not a lot of people exercise anymore. I don't know, it's the financials down there.
I know, but that's my point, because if the gym doesn't sustain itself and he decides, well, I don't know if I wanna keep this, and I end up selling it,
Okay,
then that's gonna be the apartment, and there could be another future business, and then we don't have those meters in there.
so then he closes down the gym and he just lives upstairs, then he only pays 1 bill, the other one gets shut down?
Yes, yeah. I mean, that's what I would advise him to do, yeah.
Well, that's what we all do. If somebody moves out of one of your rentals and you're not gonna rent it out right away, you have the water shut off, you don't pay $100 a month. That's what I do. I don't mind donating to the town, but I take that money and donate it to St. Jude. That's more good there.
And I mean, I kind of agree with what Brent said. We can always look at the rate ordinance for, if he would, we could look at that if we wanted to, on something like that.
I'm good if there's no business. If he owns it and he does just whatever he wants in there, then he only pays 1 meter, the other one can be shut down.
Okay, that's fine. Then I'm okay with this,
But
ordinance.
they have to pay 2 whether there's a business in there or not, because it could presumably be a business. That's the part that I wouldn't go on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you're having a business, you should pay a water bill, I would think.
Well, if he shuts the business down, he just shut the water off. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
So I think the ordinance just stands as it is. That's just my thought. I don't,
Would you still have to pay to put a line in there, or could he sell the building and the next person have to pay for that line?
I think his can be metered inside, sort of like the 101 South. The main meter's in the basement of that building. And I think we could separate meters down there. That's in Billy's field, but I think that in that building, it could be separated inside as well.
I don't know if it could it, Bill?
I don't believe so. I think that water meter is in the alley
So you've gotta have another pipe from the alley.
No, it can be separated in that utility closet,
Put the meter in there,
a second meter.
so you got the main line running in, you put 2 meters there.
Right, cause we're gonna have the same problem in 101, it's down in the old wagon factory basement. The meter is inside and it'll be separated
possible.
there.
And I thought you had to go from.
Yeah, in
the alley.
in the old wagon factory, it's possible to
Okay.
build a manifold and have multiple meters where
Okay.
that one's located.
Okay.
Cause that 3/4 line comes into that back utility room,
Okay, well, I'm a plumber either, so.
where the water softener is.
But
And then
we
the
gotta
water
get it
upstairs
out.
is separate,
It comes from.
because that was just an apartment put in 2 years ago, so it's separated, so it can be separated in that closet onto another meter.
Right.
I had too many people talking and then we can't hear on the meeting minutes when we're taking minutes, so. Okay, any more thoughts?
I'm just trying to think of I'm not trying to cause disruption, I'm just trying to think of all the disruption it's gonna cause and trying to cross all of our lines. Cause I'm sure it's gonna come back probably, but once we pass it, we pass it.
Have you looked at other towns and saw their single meter ordinances, because it's not uncommon.
No, I'm for it. There's just certain things that are gonna, I know that I think are just gonna, just like not a meter behind the building, you know. I don't know where it got lost at. I mean, if you guys want them to pay for putting a meter behind the building, that's fine. I don't approve of that, but
We have to make a motion, we don't have to change.
at the end of the day, it's your guys' vote.
Actually, when we were looking at them, there's quite a few towns that do allow single meters and then have, but charge a minimum for each user. So if you got 3 units on 1 meter, the minimum bill is 3 minimums.
Right.
So to catch some of that revenue back.
But then how would you shut off for a non-pay without shutting off the other 2 that actually
See, that's
do?
not fair.
Owner of the building is responsible for
That's
the way
right.
they do it. So if the,
They're his tenants, so
Yeah.
it's his problem.
it's his problem.
Okay, so minimum is 2,400 for water, 2,000 for, so say you have 4 units, well, the building pays 15, or uses 15,000. Which one of those minimum users gets to pay the overage? Because how do we know who paid?
Well, no,
When?
you wouldn't go over until until the total of the 4 was over 4.
Okay, so you're gonna have a neighbor mad at somebody else that could be using all that extra water, but yet everybody's paying for it.
That's the landlord's problem.
I mean, you guys could force them to all keep them in their, name. That's a thing too.
I mean, I got some rentals I got rentals in Frankfurt, and somebody is using excessive water on one of the rentals. They're on 1 meter. So the landlord bought meters, and I separated the 4 apartments. And it's the landlord's responsibility. He collects for the water, and he reads in 4 meters. And he pays for whatever. That's in Frankfurt.
Can we table that?
We tabled it last month, so
I'm ready to make the motion if you want me to.
you do whatever you want. I wanna get moving, either we do it or we don't.
Did we agree
so.
on anything? Are we putting a meter in back there? Or not?
That's not part of this. You don't have to decide this on
We're
that.
just doing the ordinance right now, so.
Okay.
Where we put the meters, that's not an issue right now.
We're just trying to get the ordinance passed if we're gonna do it, so.
I make a motion, we approve ordinance number 2026-4-1.
Second.
We have a first and second.
Yeah, cause do you wanna do this by title only, or?
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to suspend rules if you wanna pass it in the same
Oh.
meeting.
So I'll make a motion to do the ordinance number 2026-4-1 by title only.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
I make a motion that we pass ordinance number 2026-4-1 on first reading.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
I make a motion to suspend the rules to pass ordinance number 2026-4-1.
To be able to pass at the same meeting.
Pass that at the same meeting.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
I make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2026-4-1, second reading.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second on our second reading. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
And a great job in doing that. I know you got your cheat sheet, good.
Thanks, David. Thank you, Brent.
You're welcome.
I'm not saying we're not gonna have headaches.
People are gonna be mad, they can be mad at me because I am.
No, did you guys decide about 6 months?
At the end of the day, it's not about being mad, it's what's fair.
There is a spot on here that you have to decide how long they have. Did you guys read it?
Yeah, let's do the 6
You
months.
guys wanna do the 6 months
like we
and make
just
that part
talked
of the ordinance?
Yeah.
I just wanted to be clear.
Yeah,
if
let's
you
do the
guys
6
wanted it.
months since we discussed that when we were talking about everything, so.
So that would be 10, 13, 26. It is 6 months, yeah.
Where it says within blank days, so did you strike that?
I wrote 6 months. And then I wrote the date.
Okay.
Okay.
Our next item on the agenda is our sanitary sewer project. We have a Commonwealth invoice in there, in our packet. It's invoice number 66139 in the amount of $3,000.
I'll make a motion that we approve Commonwealth invoice number 66139 in the amount of $3,000.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. And our next item is the Kirklin Bridge Park building, and we're gonna talk about the electrical upgrade. So,
Okay, we have, the building project itself is in the hands of the architect right now. We're still waiting to hear back from him on the preliminaries. But we have met with the architect, all that's going onward. The electrical upgrade, we decided that's probably the first thing that needs to be done. We have to have electric there before the building can be completed. So, went with Brian Jones, and I have met with him, I've met with Duke Energy, come up with a plan on making the upgrade possible. And what the plan is we're gonna underground from over near the fiber optic building, Fiber Hawk. Gonna underground and bore under the parking lot, come up. If you remember the park, the gate that Billy opens and closes to go to the waterworks. Right beside that gate is a pole. We're gonna set a pad mount transformer where that pole is. So that's where our underground will come into this green box. The one at my house is probably at 4 foot deep. From there, it will underground to the side of the building, close to the double doors that face the west of the concrete block building. We'll go underground into there, or it'll come up on the side of the building.
Is that by the shelter house and the open shelter house and the closed one? That
well,
side
it's-
of it?
Right,
Okay.
right. It's right on the west side of that
West side of
building.
it, okay.
From there, it'll go inside. There'll be an 800 amp distribution panel where we can feed off the 400 that we're going to need for concession area and the new building. And then the other 400 would be for, currently there's 3 poles out there with 100 amp service on each one of them. So it's going to give us one extra 100 amp service for future. But what Brian has proposed is to come back underground and go out to, there's a pole just west of that gate opening, and there's a water hydrant at that post, if you remember it. We're gonna underground from the building to that pole and feed the rest of the park from that area. So he's gonna put enough conduit in there for future growth. This will eliminate the big nest of wires that's on top of the building right now. It's gonna clean all that area up. It's gonna give us upgraded service to go on out. Right now, the panels that are in that building are 35 years old, I think. I helped put those panels in long time ago. That was done in the middle of the Kirk's Crossing event. We had a meltdown. And Brian Jones come in and I helped him. We started about midnight that night rebuilding electric service in there. So that stuff it's a good 35 years old. But all that will be taken out. We'll go into this distribution panel.
We've had fans on that electric when we've been running the festival,
Oh, yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's been scary.
Um,
Just future reference in case anybody wanna know.
So anyway, all of that said, I've contacted Brian. He has the electric panel ordered, and he said it should be in. He told me 90 days or so. He said it could be 60 days, and that was a couple of weeks ago when we started that part of it. He had been currently looking for a used distribution box, could not find one. And he found out that those guys, the scrapper guys, have realized the expense of those, and he said that a new one's about the same cost as a used one. So he's gone ahead and ordered the new one. That bill, like I say, it's 60 to 90 days. We're gonna have to pay for that. That's gonna be somewhere in the $10,000 bracket. The rest of the work, boring underground, and all that done, we don't want to start that project till after the festival. Because to do the work, we're gonna have to take out a couple of the squares of concrete that go up the side of that building. That's only a couple of years old. But it is what it is. We're gonna have to take that out so we can go underground. We'll just have to put the concrete, we'll have to pour new concrete when we're all finished. But like I say, not gonna start that project till after July 1st. So I have not talked with Duke Energy to actually put it on their schedule yet. So I think that's all I have for now. So other than we're gonna need roughly $10,000 here in the next 60 days, 90 days. And that's all part of what you guys agreed to take care of for us, so.
So you guys are gonna have to decide what fund you want that to be paid from. And you'll have your fund reports, you know, it shows what's in there, it might not, I mean, the budget's different than what the money is, okay? Like, just because you have money in there doesn't mean it's all appropriated, so wherever you decide to take it from, it's possible we're gonna have time to do an additional appropriation. You can actually see what's budgeted in each one on your appropriation report though.
Which one do you feel comfortable taking it out of?
I'm gonna stay out of this. This is what you guys decided to do when I was gone last year. I've talked to Mindy about it. I can talk to her about it more. I mean, there's a couple different funds you guys can determine. I mean, you could even do it out of general. But this is completely your guys' decision. You can see the revenue that goes into each account, to see that some of them, don't get that much per year, so it takes a while to build up. But this is a decision for you guys based on your fund report.
And we're
You know, you have your
we're talking
CCIs.
10 grand here soon. The rest of that, maybe the rest of that, we don't know if it's gonna be quite $30,000, but that's what you'd appropriated.
No, they didn't appropriate it because this came up after the budget was done for this
Right.
year.
Right, but that's what we agreed on.
Yeah.
And that part of it, the rest of that money is gonna be due, I'm gonna say October.
So whatever you guys
October.
decide, even if you decide to take it out of 2 different funds or whatever, I would just go ahead and decide now instead of decide now for the 10,000 and then, you guys said up to 30,000, so it doesn't mean that they'll spend the whole, but I would go ahead and do one for can we get an exact amount on when are we gonna know how much the exact amount is for Brian Jones?
I'll kinda push him to give me an exact.
Yeah, because if they decide to do 2 funds, I would hate for them to do like 10,000 in one and 20,000 in another when they really should have done 15 in one and 15 in another.
That's what I was thinking too.
So
We'll have to do probably 2 funds on that. I don't think we'll be able to do.
I think he was talking around 9 grand, I think.
okay, so you kind of ballparked us high a little bit maybe.
Okay.
About 10. So there, But you guys can let me know anytime where you want it to come from, and I can bring the additional appropriation to whatever next
To our
meeting is
next
at.
meeting, okay. I
Yeah.
can do that.
So can you guys all email me and tell me where you want it to come from? Cause I'll have to,
Yeah.
I have to advertise for it and everything.
Sounds good. So do you guys wanna do that? You guys wanna let Tara know, like, what you guys think on a fund? I'm gonna look at it again too, and I'm gonna at least decide on the first amount, since we don't know what the other amount's gonna be yet.
And you guys all know the state of the, SB1 and the state of not only towns, but everybody's getting less money. So, just keep that in mind whenever you pick what fund you want it to come out of. Not every fund, of course, you can't pick MVH.
Right.
But if you guys have any question about if a fund can pay something, let me know. Because they all have statutory uses. But I think you guys pretty much, maybe not Craig, but the rest of you probably understand what each fund is, right? Like, the local road and streets isn't something you can pick from, but you could ask me about the cumulative or the riverboat. Are you guys all in understanding of those?
Yes.
Or the opioid.
Can't use those opioids, sorry. Can use general. But again,
Can we
it
use
just depends on,
what about the cigarette tax? What about that one?
yeah, there's not a whole lot that goes into those though. So
I know.
you guys are gonna be draining some
I know.
funds. That's gonna take a long time,
But
so
those are
that's
the-
what I want you guys to think about
Those
it
are the-
wisely.
Those are the 2 funds I was looking at though. So,
What, the riverboat and the cigarette?
the cumulative capital development and then
You have the CCD and a CCI.
yeah, those are the 2 funds I was looking at, but. So, if you guys wanna look at the fund report and then let Tara know what you think, and I'll do the same. And then you'll bring an appropriation for our next meeting then, or?
Some of them, I mean, they all have a budget in them, but this was unforeseen last year when we were doing the budget, so it's probably not gonna be enough budgeted, so we'll have to do an
Appropriation,
additional.
yeah. Is that okay? You guys ready to close this topic? And or do you have any other questions for Bill or anybody? You guys done with the?
Is that a hard, fast number? 30,000, or is that an estimate?
We don't know yet.
What you guys had agreed on was to pay up to 30,000. We'll pick up the rest of it, and if it's above the 30,000, right now we're prepared to do that. So we don't have enough money to start the project, start building yet. We're hoping as soon as we get these numbers back from the architect, we can start applying for grants and things like that, see where we can go. I feel like we've probably got enough money that we could put the structure up and have it at least as functional as what's there today. So, you know, if we have to go in stages
So
like that.
feasibly, we could do it in stages.
Yes.
As long as we work on it every year.
You know, it wouldn't be a finished heated and cooled yet, but up, you know, that'd be phase 2. Get heating and cooling and kitchen and stuff like that, yeah, so.
Okay, is that it, guys? Okay, let's move on then. We're gonna move on to the park.
Okay, the new playground equipment is to be installed the week of April the 27th. They will be here and get all of that stuff done. The park has been de-winterized, so I've got the water on, the restrooms are clean. But the pickleball court and the restrooms won't officially open for another couple of weeks. That way we can make sure that, you know, we don't have any freakish cold weather or whatever, so it'll officially open probably sometime 1st of May, whatever. Cap and lid program is still going strong. Keep them coming because we've got a few more things that we need to get. In fact, we're planning on making another trip here next month to pick up 6 or 7 more items for the park: trash receptacles, kiddie playground, or kiddie picnic tables. We've got another bench to pick up and maybe some other stuff as well. As you all know, I applied to the Community Foundation for a grant. I had a lot of people's help, so I don't get full and total credit for this. Tara helped me quite a bit with the office work here. Tim Carson with NCRPC helped with a lot of his input and actually writing the application with the information that I gave them. But I am happy to tell you that we were approved for $20,000 for the park. And that will be going for more equipment at the park. We are going to get a handicapped accessible merry-go-round, 6-foot diameter merry-go-round, and 6 exercise stations for the walking track. I just got news today that we were awarded that. We're still taking donations for replacing the backstops and a few other things. So I've got some other people helping to gather up donations. So we'll see how that goes. But as of right now, I've got some paperwork to do for the Community Foundation before we can get the ball rolling on the 20 grand. But we were approved today. And that's all I have for the park.
I did have one complaint at the park. You might wanna check the green slide that's on the bigger playground equipment. Somebody's engraved some choice words on it.
Are you
I'm pretty sure.
serious?
Yes.
And if it is, there is a company that I can call to have.
I don't know how bad it is, so you might wanna
Yeah,
look at
I know,
it
I'm
first.
just, I'll have to look at it and
So.
see, but there is a company that does plastic rehab, plastic
Okay.
repair, just, because there's nothing I can do with it.
Do you guys
No.
still plan to put, for the bridge, cameras out there?
Yes, we are. Yeah,
I
that's
can't
one of our
wait.
plans is doing cameras on the
Can
building,
you
so.
cover up graffiti?
When Jordan Brewer was here, he was pretty impressed with our CAP program. So it might go countywide or something.
Oh, we've been going almost statewide.
We get.
I've got donators from Tipton, Kokomo, Lafayette, Lebanon,
Indianapolis.
Frankfurt, Indianapolis,
I'm just
all
saying
the
that
metroplex around.
Rushville.
you
Indianapolis.
as a county commissioner might suggest it to all the other little towns in
And,
Clinton County.
and then, also too, we have a donator list, that we get from Green Tree Plastics ever so often, and we go and pick up caps that are already ready to go that people just wanna donate.
Truckloads.
And we're not talking 1 or 2 bags, we're talking a truckload. I went and last year I went and literally picked up 2 rounded over pickup truckloads of caps. And that's all this back here is caps. And I've got 5 more garbage bags at the shop, and then I've got the bank, the library here. So yeah, it's still going pretty strong.
Is that it, Billy? Or?
That's all I have for the park.
Okay.
And we, I'll look at the park playground equipment. I know we've got to, pressure wash it and get it ready for the summer.
So you'll be looking at it
So
anyway, okay.
we'll be looking at it within the next couple of days,
Okay.
checking it out, and then, checking on that wash situation at the other one, I think. So we'll get it all taken care of.
Okay. Our next item is our stormwater, rate discussion. I know we don't wanna talk about a rate discussion, but it's much needed. As you can hear us talking, we have a project that we have to look at, and it's gonna take our fund down by doing a project, so. And we have to have a match if we,
Yeah, I think your main issue, first of
Yeah.
all, when you guys enacted it many years ago, $5 bought a whole lot more than it does now.
that's our problem.
And projects are very expensive, but the biggest reason is, you guys get the planning grant, fine, we know where everything is that needs to be fixed. Then you're gonna need to apply for an Okra construction grant. Well, they go up to $750,000 with a 10% match requirement. You guys don't have $75,000 to match that.
How much is the plan grant, and how much is the county?
Was it 56,000 for the planning grant, Maureen?
We're hoping that that money will be provided by the county and Okra.
Okay.
So we think that we have the money secured for the plan. I think Tara's talking about the construction grant after that.
Cause then we have to have money to fix
Cause
it.
that's what I'm worried about, is what is our expense? If the county's gonna take care of the plan part, and that money's already adjusted for
The
whatever.
county said they'll do some of the,
Yeah.
See, and that's
So-
what,
Well, the county, we're, I don't wanna speak for Mindy, but I
No.
think the plan for the plan is to ask the county for some of that money that will then be used to leverage the Okra grant.
okay.
Sorry, so a grant from the county could be used to leverage the Okra
The
grant,
planning grant part.
planning grant, this
But
is the
if we
planning grant.
but if we don't get the grant, we got enough in the account to cover what the county will not pay so we can get the plan done one way or the other.
Which would be,
No, you
which
don't.
would be,
Well,
hopefully the county at least matches whatever we put up, right? So then if the county matches, if we have to put something up for the plan, hopefully it's not much.
Right.
Because these are all county problems. And
well, not all of them.
during that, not all of them.
No, we've got our own problems
Yeah.
and issues and things that we need to do here in town as well. We just don't have the money to pay to get it done.
Mhm.
Let alone buy the materials.
I mean, you're looking at, to do what we need to do, tens, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars to do everything that we need to do around town. And because I don't think people realize how much these projects are. I mean, just in engineers alone, I mean, no offense, I mean, that's a big chunk. And then you have, like, just for this 1.857 I&I project that was this summer, in situ form was a huge amount of that. And that was just the construction part. That didn't include the engineering part, the grant administrator part, you know.
What other things outside of like the county tile issues that we know we have? Just for my,
421.
well,
Yeah.
that's a big one. That's a big one.
Multiple places on 421. You've got Adams, West Adams over here, where Adams in Illinois. There's another issue there. You've got, oh mercy, a lot of lines in town that are too small to carry a large amount of water.
I think what a lot of people are against raising the rates for is because they're worried that we're gonna raise the rates and we're gonna see no progress. Right? I think everybody would be on board if the rates go up, what, another $5 is what we talked about?
I've given Mindy, did you send it to the rest of them? Like this, if you guys did this amount, this is how long it's gonna take to save for a match. Have you guys all seen those?
I think so.
Yeah, so that's totally up to,
And that's provided there's no expenses during that year or during that time.
How many people pay water bills, sewer,
water or stormwater?
stormwater?
We send it out, I think Carla sent out 371 bills this month. 371, yeah, that's the number we have. Water
not go
customers
by-
is a different amount.
Yeah.
Does it not go by the amount of houses?
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I get them confused, water is
Right.
one and stormwater is another. Because not everybody that has a bill has water and sewer, some of them are just stormwater only.
If there's any improvements on the property.
If it's improved, an improved lot. So like when he tore down his trailer, he no longer has one because it's not an improved lot anymore.
So at $5, that's $18.55 a month.
That's what Tara's told us.
And that is, right, that's why
22,
I've told you guys, and that's provided
not-
everybody pays.
And that's
Because-
not much to fix a project. It takes so long for us to collect that amount of money. It's not.
Times that by 12 and you'll see how
Right.
little it brings in, and that's provided that Billy has not had to spend one penny of it. On top of it, it's supposed to be self-sustaining. I don't take any payroll out of it, like we're supposed to, I mean, like the state would like to see, because we can't afford it. Remember when RCAP was here, he said it's supposed to be self-sustaining, paying just a very small percentage of their payroll, because they do work in it, just not as much as water and sewer, so it was a very small percentage. But it's not even doing that anymore. I backed that off because we couldn't clean it dry.
Well, I mean, I think if we are gonna raise it another, is it raising it $5? Is it raising it, what's the proposal?
Do you have those numbers? I don't have them. I don't think I have them.
Raise it, $5 is 22,260 a year. It brings it up 1,855 a month with the dwellings that are paying it. So as of right now, the $5 that we've been getting for years is only bringing in 22,000, and we have 50-some thousand in there, so it's not really, there's stuff that's taking it away when we have smaller drain projects. So if we had $5, that'll be 44,500
I've got the numbers right here.
$10.
So like if, he said the 5,000, but if we did this, if we did $7, that would be like $29,736. And we'd be able to reach 75,000 in about 2.5 years.
That's the numbers I was looking for.
Yeah. And if we increased it by $10, we would generate like 42,480, which we'd reach that roughly in 1.8 years. So these are just suggestions. I mean, this is just numbers. I finally found it. It was on that stormwater paper I did.
So Jeff wasn't right about it could take 10 years or whatever. It's still gonna take time to save.
Yeah.
To do a match, provided that you guys got the whole $750,000, which is the max amount of Okra grant you can get for stormwater construction.
And is our match 10% on that, or is it
That's 10%.
on the, okay, on the 750, okay.
For the max of that grant.
Mm-hmm. And do you have any clue about how much, that we'd be looking at?
We
Like,
have to do the plan.
right,
Because as you
and that's
know,
what the planning
The
grant
reason why
does.
we're asking for this additional funding from the county is to do that as-built survey, because the town has no, Billy can speak to this, the town has no, you don't have any as-built record drawings right now for your existing stormwater structure.
No.
So the reason why we're going to the county is to be able to do a more comprehensive plan.
And it'll benefit
To
them
ensure
too.
recommendations are, to ensure the plan is, comes up with a definitive and defensible, recommendations. Sorry.
So we can't get any final numbers on the project until we kind of get this plan done.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I
it's
think
chicken and egg kind of thing.
What's fair, I think, for feasibility standpoints for all the residents is if you go up another $5, that's doubling that cost, along with a 3% increase every year for water as well.
That's the only one that they did in planning rate like that.
So, without hurting everybody's wallet too much for people that maybe don't make as much around town, I think a $5 is max that you would want to raise that. And that's gonna double your budget every year. And then next year, if we need to have another discussion about raising it from that, it's a fair point, but I don't think you go over that $5, is my take on it. But there also we need to see some action of that getting improved, so.
Once you look at this,
What's that?
that's what Thorntown's water bill is, the minimum bill. Oh, no, that's not trash pickup, that's just water, sewage.
Yeah, no,
That's everything,
and our water bills double that,
yeah.
Yeah. But I think Thorntown's probably in a different scenario right now with the support of Boone County and all their infrastructure coming. They may have more pockets to dig into, I guess. than
For the
what we-
future, maybe, but they haven't had all this prior to all this Eli Lilly stuff and all that. Their water, storm water's $5 and a penny.
I mean,
$55.55 their water bill, or their water, sewage, stormwater, doesn't include trash
It
pickup.
doesn't include trash.
Are they collecting from more than 370 people though?
Oh, it's bigger,
Right.
it's a little bigger.
Bigger always helps to bring it down too.
Absolutely.
But they also have more,
Yeah.
they put out more water, more sewage, more, and on, bigger, puts out more too. But their expenses there, we keep comparing everything to Sheridan, and we ain't nothing like Sheridan,
No,
plus we
Sheridan's
got our own
private.
system.
Yeah,
you know.
Sheridan's
We haven't
private
sold
now.
out,
They're messed up now.
yeah. Sheridan, your minimum water bill alone's $100.
Yeah.
'Cause they-
And
they
I talked to
privatize
Billy
it.
earlier this week about the stormwater issues I'm having. And I honestly can't wait any longer because having a 1 foot standing water completely around my house, 10 or 15 feet all the way out, from the house. It's just not, it's not a way to live. So, I'm gonna spend $3 to $4 grand of my own money to fix my water issue, which ultimately is just gonna make everything downhill from me worse. And that's the apartments, and it's just gonna make that a little bit worse. So I think we really have to have a focus on figuring out this plan and figuring out this stormwater issue. So how we help the residents in the near future with all this, if we are gonna raise the rates.
Would you, I'm just giving this out there too, would you wanna do like 5 and then like next year look at doing like another $2 or $3 raise so that it's not like hitting them all at once? I know that's not gonna help us build our budget quickly, but I'm just trying to, like he said.
That all depends on how far down you want to like push doing your project.
I
And
know.
that's up to you guys, but,
It's just hard both ways.
How soon will we know anything about the plan? Do you happen to have any idea of when that might be?
The application for Ochre goes in July, probably before the end of the year, and we'll have an idea. I can't remember, I have to look at the calendar, I think October, I can't remember what he told us, I'm sorry, I could look at the calendar.
I think it was October,
Yeah, I think
Maureen.
it was October that we would know whether we'd get the planning grant, and then we could start on the plan. The plan takes time, all these things take time. I know it's easy to look at hindsight, because had you been slowly and steadily
Raising
increasing
it,
your stormwater
Yeah.
rate by
$1,
$0.50 a
$1.
year, $2 every other
it
year.
wouldn't be a hit like this.
Yeah, so it's just, you gotta go down this parallel path of, I think, increasing your stormwater rate, and I think the town is making a commitment to move forward with the stormwater. They told NDOT they were gonna address the stormwater issues as well, so I think that the town is committed.
and to do any kind of rate, correct me if I'm wrong, but since you guys created the stormwater board has to give the recommendation to the council, who then votes on it, is that right?
Sounds right to me. I'd have to read the statute again, but my recollection is that.
So
I
the
mean,
three
why else
of
would you have a stormwater board?
Huh?
If they didn't make recommendations.
Yes,
Right.
that's what we're supposed to do.
So that's, who's that, Brent, Jerry, and Shane?
Clint.
Me.
Oh, Clint, okay, so you guys would have, sorry. You guys would have to do the recommendation, and then the council would have to vote on it.
Terry, when the funds come in, can those be invested in interest-bearing accounts?
We have one. We do have it.
So you
Have
get
some
some growth that way, not huge, but
It helps.
2-3% maybe.
Yeah. There is money invested. In fact, the state wants us to have money invested. We have several funds invested actually in CDs.
What are your guys' thoughts?
I think we're gonna have to make a decision next stormwater utility meeting.
So we'll bring it up next town meeting.
I'll just put it back on the next, in May's agenda,
When is our,
May 11th.
and then we go the 12th? I'm thinking, yeah, our council's 11th, and we go to the county on the 12th.
Oh, okay.
Billy, Maureen, and Tara.
I was like,
Tara's not going, but Maureen and Billy and I are gonna go to that meeting, the 12th,
yeah,
so. I think Maureen's going with me.
Yeah,
I can't make it that day.
as long as we go.
Bill, I have a doctor's appointment. You don't have a
Okay.
doctor's appointment that day.
No.
So we're gonna table this, stormwater board, and then you'll get with us back in May?
6:45.
Okay, 6:45 for the meeting, okay. Okay, Billy, I'm ready for you,
Okay.
superintendent.
All right, we've already covered the park. Since the cost of cleaning the wells came in at what it did, I've decided to go ahead and put it out for bids. I haven't got any prices back yet, so I'm hoping to get some at the next meeting. The UV chamber, and the sterrator have been cleaned, the bulb everything is doing well. Arizona arrived today to service the blowers at the wastewater plant. I've got, number 1 and number 3 are operational, doing well. Number 2, is gonna have to be pulled and rebuilt. Bearings went out on the motor. So I don't have a price on that yet, don't have quotes on the repair. But when they do send me quotes for the repair, it'll be, they'll send me 2, one for repair and one for replacement. And then based on those, then we'll make a decision. Buckeye Power came out, last Friday and serviced the generators at the water and the wastewater plant. The water plant was doing well, did good. It's gonna need a new battery on it. The wastewater plant could not be, done because the fuel injectors, are bad. That particular generator has been there since mid-90s.
Oh, wow.
It was there when the repair or the upsizing of the sewer plant was done in the 90s. So the fuel injectors and the injection system on that is out. So I'm getting prices on that. Stormwater. We're going to the commissioners meeting in May to discuss the possibility of county to help. I've got a lot of documentation for flooding issues around town in the last several rain events. So we've got some good pictures, good videos, and thanks to Jeff and some others around town, documentation to go along with the application for the planning grant. Other than that, street department, nothing new there. Other than that, I am good to go.
Brendan, you're up.
All right, first I'd like to, on public record, thank the community for coming out last Wednesday to show support for the ceremony they had. Thank you all for attending. I thought that went well and that was really nice to do. The guys were much appreciated. So I'm very thankful for that. So, second thing I also want to thank is the American, the Kirklin Legion Auxiliary, Unit 310. They dropped off a couple weeks ago a box of what they call Mission Bear Hugs. And they did a teddy bear collection and they gave them to us, and those are for kids in need that we would come across on fall. So I wanted to thank them for that too, for thinking of us. So, also we just finished up last week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, got our 24-hour mandatory training in. We did that at the Indiana Marshals Association Conference in Indianapolis. We go to that every year. So
Is that all officers for us, or is it just certain people that go, or?
the county guys and city guys, they get their training usually elsewhere. So it's just the marshals or the ones that don't work somewhere else to get the
Then
training.
they go down there too?
You can go anywhere. You can do it
Okay.
online, but this is very good training that we have. We get basically your state mandates. You get it all done, so you know you're covered for that year.
Okay.
So we just completed that. So the last thing I had would just be the activity for the last month. Since the last meeting, we had 28 calls for service. 2 of those were ordinance violation warnings. Traffic stops, we had 20 traffic stops, 3 infraction tickets were written, and 19 traffic warnings. That was for the activity last month.
Okay.
That's all I-
19 warnings, you said?
19 warnings. And that's all I have.
Okay. We're ready for Tara, Clerk Treasurer.
You guys have your revenue report, your appropriation report, your monthly statement of reconcilable accounts. Here is your adjustment register. You'll pass that down.
I didn't have any questions on it or anything, so. When I looked at it, I didn't have any questions on them, so.
What? My bank
Your
statement?
reports, all
Oh,
that, I
okay.
didn't have any questions. So.
And then here is your allowance for payroll. And here is your APV registers. And then while you guys are signing it, I'll just kinda chit chat so we can get out of here. I've advertised this, but I don't know if you guys all saw Townwide Cleanup Day is scheduled for June 6th. I think it was June 7th last year, and it seemed to work out pretty good, and I've already got it set up with Spin. So, if one of you guys want one of these, I can make you a copy, but I put it online, and I'll be got it at the post office and bank and Facebook and all that. Just a small thing, I just want to let you know that our pest control went up $2 per service. I assume that you guys want to keep on with it, but I just want to let you know there was a little bit of raise in that. You know, I was here for years, and the number one request has been auto pay. Okay? I personally only have a checkbook because of this one bill. But it's your customers that want this. You know, I've never mentioned it because I'm just one person, but I can tell you that it's been the biggest request when people pay their water, you know, because, and I honestly feel like less people would forget to pay, there'd be less penalties paid, because we live in an online world. You know, personally, Billy and I, we set it and forget it. It just comes out. So, there is an option. I don't think, did I make this? I think I put this in afterwards. You can, send that down. There is cost involved though, and that's why I've tried to tell residents there's a cost involved for the software to be able to do that, because it has to, it's not like PayGov, where PayGov, you have to manually go to paygov.us, know your account number, know how much you owe. This is a way that it would just automatically just take their bill out of their account, so there'd be less people forgetting. You know, there are some people to stay a month behind, they pay penalties all year, and I tell them instead of 12 bills, you're paying 13 bills or more over the course of a year with all the penalties then. So think that it would cut down on it. I mean, who knows? But I'm just telling you that there's an option there for you.
That also cuts your billing costs, doesn't it?
I mean, would we get an email with our bill? Would you still have to mail?
I would try to
postcard
set
out?
that up. I'm not sure. I just got this not long
Okay.
ago, so I haven't been able to ask really detailed questions yet, but that is the cost of setup for Keystone, because Keystone, you guys know that that's a big expense in there, that software that runs
Right.
all 4 modules that we have.
So that's a one-time expense.
The setup is a one-time expense. Yeah, and then the other, I think there was another cost on there that shows, is there 2 costs on there? That shows like the setup and then like an annual fee or something.
Okay, it says one-time setup, okay. The unit price is $2,390, and the annual maintenance will increase when adding this feature. Fee for this option is $1,105.
Okay, so there you go. That would be your annual, because you know you already pay for fund, billing, payroll, and assets. So it's going to add $1,000 and some for the entire year once it's set up. Because this stuff isn't for free. PayGov is 3%, but that goes on to the customer.
I don't know that I want to pay that.
Well, that's
I
I'm
want to
just
do
telling
it.
you what I've been requested, and there's a quote for it.
I want auto pay too, but I don't know from the town. I don't know if I want to pay that. I mean, sure, if it was like $500 or something less, but $1,000. I mean,
Just remember that would be split up between sewer and water, not the general. Not any of the other funds you guys are gonna be using for the 30,000, not those kind of funds. For utility funds, it's split between water and sewer. Does that make sense?
I
But,
know, but
I mean, I've always wanted it too. It's a big request. And so I keep telling people, you know, I'll get a quote, and I'll tell them about it, but I feel like Mary has also presented this to you guys in the past and you didn't do. Maybe not since you
I don't
did.
remember anything about it. I don't remember hearing about it.
No?
That's another expense to the operation. We're not making any money now. We want to raise everybody's rates,
So,
and that's another.
this is up to you guys. I'm just
That is
trying
a
to help the
convenience,
residents
it's
that's
not a
requesting it.
necessity.
yeah, I want it myself, but I don't know that I want to pay that from the town part.
Yeah,
That's how I kind of look at it too. I want it, but I don't wanna pay for it like that, so.
no.
If it
We
was a
want
little
the
bit
shiny new
cheaper,
toys, don't we, but we just
Yeah.
don't wanna pay for them.
yeah. Do you have anything else then, Tara, then? or-
The adjustments.
Hmm?
You have adjustments.
I haven't gotten through my part yet.
I don't know what else she had on her thing.
The capital assets, did I make you a copy of this one to put in there? I don't think that I did. Our capital asset policy is very legal. And it needs to be a little bit more comprehensive, and there's somebody that will come in and. Okay, do you guys know anything about how many years and stuff you have to depreciate things? Okay, so like if they do a big project, you have to know if you have to depreciate it for 50 years or 10 years or 7 years, all that has to be decided. The way that our capital asset policy is currently written, it leaves a lot of guesswork. And so somebody has looked at ours and they're like, that's not comprehensive like other towns have it, that says, if you have a new sidewalk, this is how many years it's depreciated. If a walking track, I had to look high and low to figure out how many years I needed to depreciate that walking track, because that's just not a common one that you find. So he suggested having a more comprehensive one so it takes out the guesswork. Not just for me, but for anybody else after me. I know you guys don't have to deal with that.
Is that something like RCAP or somebody like that could help us with it, or we don't have any help like that?
No, you really need somebody that has experience. Like this guy that I talked to about it, he used to be an SBOA auditor.
Okay,
And he's done several other towns. In fact, he was the one recommended.
okay,
And Larry Tippin is another big one in the
okay.
but to do it, it's his rate to do it is $110 per hour, which is actually not too bad, because other consultants I've seen are going up to like 170, 180 an hour.
That's a good fee.
Yeah, and for a small town, I don't really feel like it's going to take a long time for hours, because we're Kirklin, we're not Frankfurt, He's not having to go through all of our capital assets. The auditor just did. Those are fine. This is just amending our policy.
I think it's a great idea that we should get this taken care of.
He says that he would put in there how long to depreciate, what to depreciate, how to handle different kinds of agreement. I mean, he wanted to wait until after our audit to see if there was any capital assets that he would need to go in there and fix.
Okay.
And there's not. My capital assets are in there just fine. This is just a policy moving forward. Because it's not, these people that do capital assets, and I'm just a clerk treasurer, these people have CPA degrees, okay? And so it would make it easier on the clerk treasurer, me or anybody in the future, to be able to be like, okay, this is how long I depreciate it, because I'm having to put the numbers in there to say how long they depreciate things. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a policy, it's just not very comprehensive.
Yeah. Crazy.
It's just like when we do a CCMG, or even a sidewalk, if we're just replacing a sidewalk that was already there, you don't depreciate that, because that's considered maintenance. Same with roads. Unless we are adding a road, that would be something else we would depreciate, or that would be an additional capital asset. But when we're just replacing something, that's considered just maintenance. Or like when Billy does roads, that's just maintenance.
Should we do a motion on that if it's not I don't know how much money it's gonna be.
I don't feel like it'd be.
Do we need a motion to have her?
Yeah, you probably do. Yeah, you do.
Okay.
That's why I brought it to you guys. I didn't think I would need, but I'd rather you guys say it's okay, because it's really not my capital.
We don't know what the amount's gonna be per hour. We know what it is per
This is
hour,
really
but
your
how long it's
capital
gonna take you to do it.
policy.
So that's why I don't know how much it's gonna be.
Well, what you could
So-
do is you could put if you think it's a one-day job, then I would,
I really feel like it's not gonna be, I mean, we're Kirkland. He doesn't have to come in here and,
you know, my guess is this guy is not going to design something special for Kirkland. He's got his,
Model.
right,
the bottom line is a new sidewalk in Kirkland is gonna be at the same rate as,
it's gonna be depreciated for this year, or it's not a capital asset at all. It's gonna be a whole lot easier to determine what's a capital asset and what's not. You know, does that make sense? Just because something is over $5,000, which is what your guys' threshold is, does not mean you then add it into my capital asset ledger that already has that road on there. This is just maintaining it. It can get really detailed into some of the stuff, so.
Does anybody want to entertain a motion if you guys want to move forward with this, or anybody's thoughts on it, or?
That's something you gotta have right away.
No, but I mean, I would say it's something small, and it would make it easier to depreciate things if we knew how many years and if it's even something that we have to. I could die tomorrow and that next person, because you guys all know I've spent many late hours here. Not everybody is like that. I've spent all those hours to learn all that I could. The next person, if I die tomorrow, could come in here and not have a clue what to do with the capital assets. They can find a policy, but they're not gonna be CPAs, which are versed in this stuff. But no, you guys don't have to, and this is really your policy. I mean, the clerk treasurer uses it, but at the end of the day, if it's done incorrectly, it's the town's audit, not just mine.
That's why it's important to me, because I've been part of the audit process and I communicate with them, and I think we might get a good review this time, and I want to keep that review good.
Oh no, we're not, just think we are.
We did do good? Okay. Well, I didn't know that's Wednesday.
Yes.
When I do the final, so I haven't got to talk to him yet, but, so.
I'm kinda lost here. I see depreciating equipment, stuff like that, but to depreciate an old sidewalk, I don't get it.
No.
You're gonna tear it down and throw it away, it's worth nothing. If you depreciate it down and you sell it for more money than it's worth.
well,
I
mean, the whole sort of concept of depreciating, I understand why they do it in other words, if you're in for tax rate, you do it for, and your tax code tells you what your depreciation rates are on different assets or different types of assets.
Right.
And then it's basically to the idea that it covers the useful life of something. So like if the useful life of a sidewalk is, 20 years, then you would have a 20-year depreciation. What I don't get is what makes no sense to me, what you just said, is that if you replace the old sidewalk, you treat that as a repair or maintenance and not.
Because it's not a new one.
But if
Because
you
it
put-
was one existing already there.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me.
And this is why
That's what
capital
I-
assets, people have degrees on this stuff.
That's why Tara wants to get it clarified so that it's easier for her when she's going to look at something. Oh, this is the policy you just did for us. I know exactly what I'm supposed to do.
Because
Go
each
figure it
town
out.
makes their own capital asset policy. So the state says we have to keep an asset ledger, even though, we don't pay any taxes on things, we're on taxes, blah, blah, blah. We still have to keep and capital asset ledger. That's all part of all the reports that I do every year. But yes, you got that right. So it just makes it less guesswork. Like, would you guys know how many years to this live streaming equipment? It had to be put in as an asset. Would you guys have a clue how many years to depreciate that for? Because I didn't. I had to do a lot of research to be like, oh gosh, live streaming equipment, that's not a common one. So the state makes us do it, but the town, as long as I go by our capital asset policy, you guys set your own numbers, like 5 years, 10 years, whatever. So that's why we really need somebody to just kind of prepare one, and so that's something to follow instead of something to just like guess about.
It would seem to me that there would be a manual or something like that that would be available.
I'm sure there is to accountants and CPAs. I don't know. That's why this guy, he used to work for SBOA, which is why I trust him, because he used to be an auditor, you know. And Larry Tippin, remember a few years ago?
Yeah, I remember.
Mm-hmm. He came in and he wasn't redoing the policy. He helped Mary get the stuff into the assets that were not in there and supposed to be, and like out, like, so he helped her get them straightened out.
Yeah. So it's just to help with clarification. for the
What he
future.
did is a
Yeah.
lot more comprehensive than what this would be. A lot more detailed. And you know, based on the capital asset policy, these guys have to do an inventory every year. Or Brendan and Billy will get a list of our capital assets and have to return it back to me. Like, if there's anything gotten rid of, then I would remove it from our capital asset ledger. For anything added, I know to do those because I'm the one paying the bills. If it's over the threshold. I was really dreading this part because it's so difficult to understand capital asset ledgers and everything unless you're the one in there doing it.
I mean, I'm personally okay with doing it, but I don't know what everybody else feels like. But I'm okay with doing it. I don't think he's gonna charge us too much money per hour, so.
Whatever it takes.
If anybody wants to entertain a motion or just say what you guys feel, so we can.
I'm not gonna entertain a motion simply because I don't fully understand it, so.
Yeah, my head's still spinning.
I don't know any other way to explain a capital. Have you guys ever read our capital asset policy? I mean, we have one. You can go online and read it. We have one because everybody.
I mean, do you guys want to table this till next month and then
maybe
you guys
do some research on what it is?
Sound like a winner.
Let's table it, put it back on the agenda for next month,
Okay.
Okay.
so we can get more time on this, but.
Yeah.
I understand it more because I'm in your office and I talk to you about it, so I understand more about it. I've talked to Mary about it, so.
All red tape.
Mindy's
Yeah.
really involved in there, so she gets it. Okay, so put it back.
Do you have anything else on your,
Nope, just the adjustments next.
okay. We have Assembly of God in the amount of $111.38. Carla Gant, $173.75, and Shane Cole, $86.93.
I make a motion, we approve all three.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Any council members have anything before I close the meeting?
I got a question for Jay.
Yeah,
I appreciate the fact that Billy's wanting to look at other bids on cleaning the wells, but we voted on doing that prior to discussing, after we done voted to pay that with 20-some thousand, what it was. Craig brought it up that he thought that was out of line, but nothing else has ever changed. We voted on to pay them people to do that. Do we need to vote to do away with that, or?
Well, I mean,
I'll just wait till we see what comes in.
what if we,
A motion was made and we voted to pay that bid, that estimate. Everybody remember that?
Yeah, but the estimate was also, it was more details than just going in and cleaning it. They redo the whole, they put new projects. He brought
the paperwork in.
Yeah, he broke it down for us and told us what all they do.
But we voted to have them do that.
What's the discussion, I guess?
my question is, are they not willing to do that now for that price?
No, he said he's gonna get a couple more estimates.
Yeah, I've asked him to get a couple more estimates. I missed last meeting because I was at school, but, you know, just for bid's sake, I've asked him to get a couple.
You know, I mean, I think, I'm a big believer in taking bids. And
You haven't got any back yet, have you?
And the statute, the bid, you know, the public purchasing statute, is very strong on either getting bids or doing the request for quotations, or there's several different ways you could go.
Yeah, up to a certain amount you can do by phone or email, and then you get to a certain point, you have to like do the proper bids.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Then you have the question of, is this professional services or not,
Yes.
which you don't have to bid,
Right.
you know,
Do we just wait and see if we redress it at the next meeting then, or
My
that's?
question is, we voted.
but
to pay
that guy
bill.
doesn't have a contract, so if we wanna change it, we
Well,
can.
that's what I'm saying, do we need to?
I think
Make a
that what
motion
you should
and-
say, I think it would be appropriate, if you're gonna go out and ask for bids now, is that you should vote to put it out for bids.
Well, I agree with that, but
Well, up
what
to a
I'm
certain
saying,
amount you
do
can
we
call
need
them.
to make some kind of motion to not do this?
Well, I
estimate?
think if you say, we've decided to withdraw that motion and we're going to now put it out for bids because we want, then that's what you should do.
That, I'm just looking at covering everybody.
I think that is appropriate.
How much
Yes.
was it, Billy? Like, cause it, up to a certain amount, you can just solicit them by email or phone.
It was over $20,000.
Oh, you can solicit those,
It
but
was
it's,
32 something.
it's still better to
Was it?
take.
Yeah.
And I
32
think, I
something.
think over 50,
I
it
think
has to be in writing.
But I think you're still at the amount
do you-
where you can solicit them by phone or email, correct?
I believe so.
I kind of missed that meeting. Of course, I did the
So
minutes, but
just-
I wasn't part of the discussion.
Make a motion for that, or just let it go, or?
Let's make a motion.
Go ahead and make a motion then.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do
Well, I'm
it, is
just
clean
looking
it
at
out.
covering everybody.
Yeah,
Well, I'll make a motion that, we not, accept that bid as of right now until other bids are brought in.
Do you remember what company that was?
Fearless Midwest.
Fearless, yeah.
So we have a motion on the floor
I second it.
and a second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
I'm just looking at trying to cover
sure,
everybody.
no, I agree.
That's all I have.
Is there anything else? Okay, meeting adjourned.
I guess I assumed when we were putting it out for bids that the actual price came back different.
Yeah.
And I guess, my assumption was wrong, so based on what, if we're
Well-
changing our mind, then we ought to